Lame Truth here, and today is a sad day. I hate that I have to make this video, but I have to make this video. Unfortunately, I found out that XDefiant actually has skill-based matchmaking. It's hidden, but it's there. And it's better if I just show you guys the proof here, and then we'll get into my thoughts on it before I even get into the gameplay. I don't want to beat around the bush too much. Let's just get into this right here. So I saw this comment on one of Nero's videos. SBMM is 100% in XDefiant. I can prove it. Now, I'm still waiting on this guy to prove it, but I saw another comment which kind of proves what he's talking about. 90% sure XDefiant has no SBMM, the same way Destiny 2 claimed to have no SBMM. It's not searching for skill, but it's still MMR balancing every lobby after it finds the players. So if you're good in solo, it's still you and the 4 lowest performers against the 5 highest performers. But it doesn't end there. 100% has SBMM in every match. Every other game I get placed against level 30s that don't miss, and my team are sucking on bricks at spawn. They disband lobbies each match. This guy says, I call BS on SBMM only being in the welcome playlist. How would the game know your skill off rip? And what's the point of even having SBMM only in the welcome playlist if you're not going to have it for the other modes? But it gets worse. Keep coping. The game has SBMM, and y'all are being lied to by Mark Rubin, lol. XDefiant has SBMM, says Saint Brick, and he posts a bunch of close matches to prove his point. XDefiant, you can say what you want, the fact is SBMM is in the game. XDefiant, are we sure SBMM doesn't exist? Just weird my games have gotten super sweaty this weekend with no break. At least with COD, I would have had one break from the sweat by now. Last time I popped off was Friday, I went 33-5. Since then, I've been with CDL wannabes. I also found out that Nero is cheating. Look at this. You have 0 recoil, Nero. Grow a pair, cheating version. I actually lost the comment, but I got accused of cheating as well. So yeah, I'm straight up aimbotting. Guys, I'm sorry, but it's true. I have to combat this SBMM. And if you can't tell by now, I'm not serious. I'm not serious because these people saying this stuff are these brain-rotted Call of Duty fucking morons. There is no SBMM in XDefiant. Absolutely none. I have played these games longer, and by these games I mean Call of Duty and first-person shooters, longer than most of these people making these claims have been alive. They were a thought in their dad's frontal lobe while I was playing Call of Duty 4 and getting my gold AK-47. Straight up. I'm telling you right now, I've been here from about the beginning. There is no SBMM in XDefiant, period, except in the welcome playlist. And it's in the welcome playlist to help new players. That's what SBMM is designed to do. That welcome playlist disappears once you're level 25 and you have some attachments unlocked and you've learned the game a little bit. And then you're on your own the way God intended. When I was born, my mother didn't see that I was a 9-pound fat ass and say, doctor, we need to make the other babies fat like my kid so that he feels better about himself. Call this real life SBMM. Or, doctor, my baby has a gigantic head. Can you inflate the other babies' heads to match his gigantic cranium? Fuck that shit, man. I was born fat as fuck with a big head. I gotta work with what I'm given. Thankfully, I grew into the head and I leaned out. But let's go back to that one particular comment because we actually got some clarification. This is the least amount of skill-based matchmaking we have ever had in a first-person shooter. Before I even get into this, literally, go search for a match in XDefiant. Just rock a match solo. Just search solo. You will get into a lobby with input-based matchmaking on in about 2 to 3 seconds. Go try it. It is impossible for this game to have skill-based matchmaking. Some people were citing the fact that lobbies disband afterward. That is due to a bug. And even though they disband, again, you find matches in like 3 seconds. There is no SBMM in XDefiant. Absolutely none. And I don't even mean in the lobby either. I actually thought it worked like old Call of Duty and would put the worst players on your team. I was wrong. Eggs clarified it. Check it out. He says, well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but our team balancing works pretty standard in a draft-like order. This is in response to the whole lobby balancing thing. Sometimes, only if there's a massive difference in player ratings, there could be a slight variation in that draft order, but never stacking like you mentioned. Every single game works like this. Every single match kind of works like this, which makes the variety outstanding. I can play this game solo, and if I perform well and actually try to go for the W, I can go on win streaks solo. I went on a 10-match win streak solo. I have yet to play with a full party. I've mainly played with one or two other friends at a time. And there's also party-based matchmaking. So if you're playing solo, you're more likely to play people playing solo, or maybe they're in a party of just them and a buddy or something. You know, it tries to match you based on the things that actually matter, things that actually are negative to matchmaking. Party-based matchmaking should be a thing. Solo-based matchmaking should be a thing. You should be matched based on if you're in a party or not. But as far as actual skill-based matchmaking goes, no fucking way. Look at this gameplay right here. This is one of the best gameplays I've had on the game as far as kill-death ratio goes. We got B flag. They didn't really try to get B flag ever again. And we were just able to kind of lock down the map from B. I don't want to push too far into their spawn. Thankfully, my team didn't push too far into their spawn either. And they just didn't really put up much of a fight. This is an easy match. However, I will say this. I have improved greatly. I've improved greatly since I first started playing. I have about 30 hours in right now. I've shaken off a lot of the rust. I still have a ways to go, but like, my aim's pretty on point this video. Like, everything I'm doing as far as tactics and aim goes, I was pretty happy with. Guys, I hate to say this, but with Call of Duty, you have been conditioned to make excuses. Call of Duty has made you a weak little bitch. Let's call a spade a spade. Please, let's call a spade a spade. Call of Duty has made you think you are way better than you actually are. And when you play Call of Duty for the past 5 years and you hop on this game, most likely you are not going to have an easy time. This game has less aim assist. This game takes more shots to kill. This game rewards headshots more. This game does not have kill streaks that people depend on in some instances. They'll camp their ass off in an objective mode to get their streaks, which don't actually do anything because streaks are garbage in Call of Duty nowadays, but I digress. This game is more difficult than Call of Duty. I can say this as someone who's been playing Call of Duty for 17, 18 years. This game is more difficult than pretty much any other game in the entire franchise. And yet, it is better. I like that. With no skill-based matchmaking, I can face everyone. I can face good players, I can get clapped, and then I can go face players like this and clap them based on what I learned facing the good players. Again, my aim and like tactics and movement, I think are pretty on point this video. I have shaken off most of the rust. I am proud of my performance. I want to get even better though. I was actually watching pro players on Twitch. I was watching guys like Scump and Parasite and Nadeshot play this game for the simple fact that I wanted to learn and get better, and I wanted to see what they were doing. Outside of their freakish aim, which I can't really replicate, but outside of that, I wanted to see what tactics they were doing, what they were doing as far as like map control, all that stuff. And I'm not playing like super serious. It just feels good to do well in a video game occasionally. I'm not playing like it's the finals of MLG Dallas here. I made this man teabag me in frustration. But I am playing to win the game. I am playing to, kill some people. Like, I don't know. I'm playing to level up my guns as well. It's a casual yet competitive experience. You can make it as casual as you want. You can make it as competitive as you want. And everything in between those two spectrums when you play this game. You are not punished for doing well. You are not punished for doing poorly. Nor are you rewarded for doing poorly or doing well. The game is the game. It exists. If you are having a hard time to the point where you have to lie to yourself and say that there's skill-based matchmaking, guess what? You were the exact little baby noob in Joe Secot's daycare that was getting their handheld and being protected in Call of Duty. It is a hard pill to swallow. It might bruise your ego just a little bit, but it needs to be said because I'm here to tell you the truth. Most people won't tell you the truth. I am here to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not. There have been games, especially when I was first starting out, where I was getting my shit pushed in. And it shook off the rust. It made me a better player. It got me to where I am in this video. This was recorded earlier today when I first woke up. I would not have been able to post a 33-4 gameplay with an AK-47 solo, mind you, had I not taken my lumps before and gotten better. People want to give up and make excuses because we've been conditioned by Call of Duty to have everything handed to us on a silver platter and not have to work for it. Fuck that. I'm out of time. I hope you guys enjoyed. Rate, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you later. Peace.
Need some parting advice?